Hey guys, it's Johnny here from Cigars. It's been a little while since I last posted a cigar video. Today we are going to do a cigar video and also a review. It's going to feature this beautiful Gurkha. So Gurkha is a big cigar name. They actually make some of the most expensive cigars in the world. This particular one is more of like a consumer product where typical people will smoke it. They have cigars that are encrusted in gold leaf. Some of them have multiple carats of diamond in them, and really only Saudi royalty smoke these. Obviously, the most powerful people in the world can get their hands on those types of cigars. They go up to $1 million. This particular stick cost me about like 25 bucks, so this is more of a consumer product. We're gonna let you know a little bit more about Gurkha, this particular cigar. We're gonna give this a cut, a light, and we're going to give you a full rating of this particular Gurkha heritage. So I hope that you guys enjoy, and thank you for tuning back into the channel. Now that the cellophane wrapper has been removed from the cigar, you can actually get a better look at the cigar before I take all of its packaging off. So if you pay attention at the bottom here, this is actually a little cedar wrap around the cigar. So what cedar typically does for cigars is, since it can actually withhold so much water, it can consistently keep it at a certain humidity level, right? So it doesn't get over humidified or under humidified. So that's why humidors will always be lined typically in Spanish cedar. In this case, we got some cedar. A lot of people actually light the cedar and then use the lit cedar end to light the cigar, instead of using like a bamboo match or anything like that. And then also at the foot of the cigar, you see that we got a nice like little green ribbon, which is a beautiful touch. And if you look at the color of that tobacco on the wrapper, it's really nice. It's darker than you would get in a Connecticut, not quite a Maduro. I'm going to give you all the information as to what type of tobaccos are in here, what type of countries they're coming from. I just wanted to read this. It says, in 1887, at the height of the British rule, colonial soldiers began to make their own cigars from the local tobacco. The fondness of the British for these legendary Nepalese fighters inspired them to name their cigars Gurkhas. So that's a little bit about that. And then on the bottom, it says a century of tradition. So they've been making these cigars for some time. They know what they're doing. Not quite an old world cigar. It is technically a new world cigar, as most are. But we're going to go ahead and give this a cut and a light. We're going to let you guys know exactly what we're feeling on this particular Gurkha. Alright guys, so now that we've already had the cigar lit, we smoked it just a couple centimeters down. I wanted to give you guys my first impressions on the first couple notes that I'm picking up on this particular cigar. I already filmed this portion, but I kept going on and on and on, and you guys are gonna get really bored. So basically what I'm getting from the cigar right now is a strong flavor of woods. I'm getting a little bit of cream. I think this would go very well with a coffee, so I made sure to pick up some coffee. But yeah, if you see, it's smoking rather well, and it's a beautiful construction on this cigar. It's really nice. Telling you, I've been waiting over a year to try these Gurkhas, and it's not disappointing me at all. This is really nice. It's on the mild side right away. It's gonna pick up for sure, but like, just look at that. As I'm holding the cigar incorrectly, here, let's hold it correctly like a boss. You either hold it like this, the 3 fingers, because this is a Robusto, or you do the blunt. shit fancy, baby. Alright guys, so I just wanted to let you know that the cigar is smoking very, very well so far. We're almost into the first third of the cigar. I'm starting to notice a little bit of development, some chocolate notes, some coffee notes. So it is tasting very, very nice, very consistent. It's on the medium body. It's starting to get a little bit to the fuller. We're gonna get that towards the middle end of the cigar, I think. Just wanted to let you know that this particular wrapper on the cigar is from Ecuador, but it's a Habano style. The filler inside of the cigar is a combination between U.S. Nicaraguan, and it's really, really nice. The binder's Nicaraguan, and it's actually all hand rolled in Nicaragua as well. So it's not exactly a puro cigar where it's all from one country, which isn't necessarily a disadvantage because they can get some different tobaccos that they ferment and then age, and then the combinations might be able to complement each other. So with this consistency, everything's balancing itself out. So just because the cigar is a puro doesn't mean it's going to taste better or it's the real thing. Mixing and matching the tobaccos is actually a really, really good technique and strategy to forming a cigar that will be completely unique, right? So like I said, U.S. Nicaraguan tobaccos, it's an Ecuadorian wrapper, and it's really, really impressing me, to be honest with you. I might as well do the first third, so that's what I'm basically feeling. It's smoking very, very nicely. Really enjoying the cigar. It's going to take a little while to get through it for sure, as it's a thick one, but Gurkha knows what they're doing. They really do know what they're doing. That's some good shit. Alright guys, so now we've smoked the second third of the cigar. Again, it hasn't disappointed me at all. Really, really enjoying this smoke. The notes have stayed pretty consistent, got a little bit stronger. Other than that, it hasn't changed a whole lot. It's the cigar is holding up very, very well though. It's burning very, very well. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Alright guys, so now we are into the second third of this Gurkha cigar. It has held up very, very well. The flavor profile stayed consistent all the way through, which is very nice. I'm hoping that it gets a little bit stronger towards the end of the cigar so that I actually feel satisfied from the smoke. I'm expecting it to get a little bit stronger, and yeah, but definitely those coffee and chocolate notes have been consistent. Lots of wood. The aroma is very, very nice. I can actually smell it while I'm smoking, which is not typical sometimes. So if you take a rest in between, clear the palate with some coffee, go back to it, and really do like a retro inhale, right? So for instance, take a sip of my coffee. And then what you would do is take an inhale from the cigar and let the smoke go slightly up towards the nose, and just inhale the tiniest little bit so you can get the full aroma from it, right? That shit's nice, man. That's a really, really nice, honest cigar. Highly recommend this cigar if you guys want to try a Gurkha. They do have some other lines that are on the affordable side too, like 20 bucks a stick. They have the Soldier line, but this Heritage, really, really nice. Comes in different sizes as well, so you don't have to commit to like a thicker cigar. They have the one that's a little bit smaller and a little bit longer. So it all depends on what you really want from your smoking experience, but I do prefer the Robusto size. It's classic. So now we've reached the final third of this beautiful Gurkha cigar. As I was expecting, the notes to get a little bit towards the darker side, a little bit more full-bodied. Hasn't disappointed me whatsoever. This has been a long smoke, so I actually took a little bit of a break and I relit my cigar. Just to let you guys know, with that, what you typically want to do is remove all of the ash from the foot of the cigar. Otherwise, if you relight the cigar, you're just going to smoke ash. Why would you want to smoke ash? It's already been smoked. Typically, the best tool to use is a key, and you can actually go away and take away all that excess gray and black ash until you get more towards that tobacco color. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit darkened because you've been burning the tobacco, right? So up to this point, some of the tobacco has been burned, some of that smoke has fed through, right? So as soon as you get into that more of like that reddish color, you know that you're in the clear. Just get rid of all the excess ash, and then it's relatively easy to relight. So if you can see, there's kind of like these peaks around. That's actually where the wrapper was. So all you had to do is relight the wrapper real nice, put some heat onto the cigar and pull. It's not that hard, but you do want to make sure that you get rid of that ash, or else then you're gonna ruin your cigar. There's no point. But yeah, this cigar has been a delight to smoke, that's absolutely sure. We're gonna go ahead and give you guys a full review of the cigar, like a point system, to give it a score. I'm also going to pull up the score from Cigar Aficionado, if they have it available. I would assume so, because Gurkha is a very popular brand, and we'll give that to you guys in a second, just after I finish the full cigar. So we finished the cigar roughly. We have a couple more pulls from it. We wanted to give you the rating on this particular cigar. It did rate very well. I gave it an 80 points. That's based off of the mouthfeel, the draw, the burn, the aroma, and also the notes from the cigar. Cigar Aficionado gave it an 85. So it's definitely worth your money for sure. It's a different smoking experience than your typical Nicaraguan, right? This is a medium body to full body. Most Nicaraguan blends are very, very strong. You smell it and taste it right from the get-go. This evolved a little bit, not too much, stayed very consistent, which I liked. I wanted it to get a little bit stronger towards the end, so then when I was finished with the cigar, I felt finished, I felt satisfied. And it could have been a little bit stronger. The only thing that I have to complain about the notes is towards the end, I'm starting to get a charcoal taste. So there's a difference between the actual strength of the cigar and then the actual notes. So the cigar notes can be strong and fortified, where you're getting a lot in, getting a little bit more smoke. The charcoal flavor, however, it's not as pleasant, right? It kind of tastes like you're eating burned toast. You know, you don't want that. That's the only thing. So for me, I gave it a 3.5 on the notes. Stayed consistent all the way through, but that end, not as pleasant as compared to the rest of the cigar. So we gave this an 80 points, which is fantastic, guys. I would still highly recommend this to anyone. The only thing where I could have saw where I made an error is that when I relit the cigar, obviously it's going to change the notes. Even when you do eliminate, get rid of all that excess ash, you're still rekindling that cigar, right? So that could have had an effect on it. Maybe that's why I'm getting that charcoal taste. Highly recommend it. I would still go ahead and give it a go. If you guys have any questions about any types of cigars, if you're trying to get into them, any requests for future videos, absolutely leave a comment on this particular video on my Instagram page at Costa Cigars, and I hope to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for the support again. I hope to post a couple more videos within the next week or two, but I don't want to feel obligated to post every single cigar I smoke, or else then it's taking all the fun out of it. So again, guys, I hope you guys are safe. If you guys are working, keep making that money. If Daddy Trudeau was blessing you up with that CERB, buy a cigar, man. Come on down. We got some liquor.